I just died in this apartment, and when I woke up from what is sleep to myself, but it's not alive, uh, I have to make this video and post it on YouTube because I don't have much time left because somebody's still looking for the rent money today. It is August 8th, I believe, of year 2025, and the rent late charges are are up on August 5th, 2005. So the rent would have been due on August 1st. First, the rent would have been due on August 1st of 2005, and it could be paid anytime in between the 1st and the 5th. So if today is the 8th, which is what I think I remember, it's past the late date, which I would have been evicted and put out on August 5th, 2005. And if that was a weekend, I don't know. Today's a Friday, so I would say it must have been earlier this week. So if Jerry, the landlord, Geri, if she's coming by anytime she wants to tell me to get out at any time she wants, and today's not really the 5th, it's the 8th, so she's extended the late date from the 5th to the 8th. Yep, I can't actually afford that either. She said to me that she has the receipt for the rent, and I didn't actually say that I would accept it. I said, I don't want the rent receipt. I'm not renting the rent receipt. And I told her to get out because she's not my landlord. She's fired. But I didn't say, you're not my landlord. I said, you're fired. I shouted it, you're fired. And she's still standing there, and she's with somebody who I have seen before. But it's not true that I know him personally. I never called him because I am myself. Somebody else called him is true, but it wasn't me. And I can't afford the problem that is. Charles Toe, I didn't found him in the bottom of the bathtub. I heard Charles Toe calling when I had the bedroom door open. I heard sound in the hallway. So I turned to the left, and the bathroom door was closed, but the light was on in there. And I heard him calling me through the bathroom door. So he said, open the door to come in to see why he was calling me through the bathroom door. And he was on the floor of the bathtub, the bottom of the bathtub, sitting up. And he said, can you help me up off the floor of the bathtub? And I said, no, because you're heavy and I can't lift you. So I said, I'll get you a phone. So I went and got him his cell phone. And I said, what else do you need? And he told me to get him the phone number off the refrigerator he has a list of phone numbers that he wrote by hand on the refrigerator. And I went and brought him the list he asked for. And then I told him, I'll open the front door because it's locked. I will unlock the front door and leave it open for your call. And when somebody came to the front door and said, hello, I said, enter, because it was open. And it was somebody I saw standing out there today. He did pick up Charles Toe off the bathtub bottom, the floor of the bathtub. I don't know, I didn't see it, but I saw him enter. That's true. And then the two of them did come out of the bathroom. So Charles Toe did make it out of the bathroom that day, but he's not here now. And that happened recently, within the past some months. So that's the one who was standing outside today waiting for Jerry, Geri, to finish talking about the rent receipt to myself. And I told Jerry that she's fired. But I don't want to talk to that one who is the one who lifted Charles Toe up off the bathtub floor, because he knows that I didn't call him. But I'm sure he knows that I handed Charles Toe the phone, that Charles Toe didn't have the phone in the bathroom when he fell. or when he was on the bottom of the bathtub floor. I don't know how he slip and fall. I don't know that part because I wasn't in there myself. I didn't hear anything like thud. I didn't hear that. But I just heard Charles Toe calling through the bathroom door that was closed, that he was calling for me to come to the bathroom door and see what was wrong. And then that's how I saw that he was on the bottom of the bathtub sitting up. So I don't want to pay that landlord for that. He did that because he's not taking care of Charles Toe now. As far as I know, he didn't say that to me, that Charles Toe is in his apartment or that he knows where Charles Toe is. And I didn't call him that day. That means he didn't really fulfill his responsibilities besides just picking up Charles Toe off the floor of the bathtub. He didn't make sure that that didn't happen again, that I don't have to be somebody who's going to bring Charles Toe a phone to call somebody else to pick him up off the floor of the bathtub because I can't lift him. So Charles Toe cannot occupy the bathroom where I would not be able to go in there for my own need to use the facilities because I eat and drink water and beverages and I need to urinate in the bathroom. And I also need to be alone when I'm doing that. I also need to take a shower every day. So I can't use that Charles Toe is in the bathroom, but he didn't ask me, am I in your way? Do you need to take a shower? He didn't say something psychotically maniacally laughing and angry at that time. He asked me to lift him up out of the bathtub because he didn't really want to be sitting there on the floor of the bathtub, and I wasn't able to physically lift him. And also, I don't think that's finished or safe. I don't see how he got on the bathtub floor. I wasn't aware that he was there for quite some time before I found him. I didn't know he was there at all, but he was in there calling through the door. I could finally hear it when I opened this door right here. That's when I could hear it. Uh, that means he had the bathroom door closed. I could see that. And I had this door closed and I could see that. But after I finally opened this door, I could hear him calling. That means he was in there for quite some time. And I don't think that's solved. I don't leave things like that unattended. I don't leave, and it's true that I can't help that problem. That's not about me. That's not for myself to handle that problem. So that's why I don't know what happened between Charles Toe and the person he called to lift him up off the floor of the bathtub. That sort of went unfinished from my point of view. Because he shouldn't have been here anymore after that. He should have had some place to go because he came up off the floor of the bathtub. So the estimate at the time of that call, yeah, I would be wrong to say when, but it was within, I don't know, within the past year. So sometime in 2024, 2025, before April, it'll be some months before that. I can't say exactly when, I don't remember.